Hello everyone, today I'm having a little bit of juice and a big coffee and today I put some how do you call it, spelt milk. And it's the first time that I'm trying this specific plant milk. Yeah, it looked really good in the store. I haven't had coffee in like 2 days. No, just 1 day. Actually 0. Because yesterday I had tea, but then I went to get a little coffee on my walk yesterday, so I still had coffee that day. And I was thinking that now my first reflex when I wake up is to take the camera and film. And usually actually I do morning pages, so I write longhand 3 pages. And I was wondering like what's the best routine that I can do. Like, should I write my pages and then vlog? And I think that could be a nice way to do this. My SD card ran out of space, so but I really like just like having my morning coffee. It's become like a routine by now, a little bit. Have my morning coffee and talk a little bit this early in the morning. It's quite unlike me because so early I usually like to reflect by myself, you know. And now I'm reflecting with many people. So yesterday I went on a nice walk. It was so cool. I took you guys with me, you folks with me. It's really good. Yeah. Today, if we're gonna be honest here, today I think that I'm going to look for a job, because with all this like I was kind of avoiding it but doing it just by necessity. And with all this talk about like stoicism, going after what you want, like going over the obstacles and everything, I feel like I feel more ready to take on any challenges that a job, like in like a difficult job, like in a store with clients all the time. Those are the hard jobs. Like, hello. But I feel like for me specifically, I don't know like how I am going to be able to do everything at once, but financially that can be so good for me. And so I feel like I was really, as I said, like shying away from that prospect. And even like a few years ago, when I had no idea what I was going to do, and actually, okay, so I went traveling, I was with someone, and then we broke up. It was so messy as well, but anyways, so we broke up, and then like he was basically, I was dependent on him financially, but in my dream life it didn't matter. It just mattered right when, and it only lasted like a year and a half, so it was like a vacation almost, but and really like a vacation because we went traveling and all that. But basically it mattered when we weren't together anymore, because right away I was like, oh shit, like what am I gonna do? And I didn't even think about it because I wanted to live my life, and actually I don't regret that at all. Like, it's crazy. Like, I went to the Dominican Republic. Basically, it allowed me to see so much of the world at that moment at 19 years old that I probably would have never gotten to live in that specific manner. Actually, would not have gotten to live it in that way if I had been more realistic. Now I'm getting realistic, but right when the breakup occurred and I told that person like, go, like just leave, don't worry about me, then I was like, oh shit. Because, well, I just needed to make it work, and I had no work experience. I was leaving being a professional dancer, which in the real world in the financial world, let's just say, like when you need a job and you need it now, that gives you nothing. Well, it gives you a lot of skills, like physical, but you can be tired too. That's the thing. Like, after being a professional dancer for so long, when you stop, you can get really tired and really like needing a break. And or on the other hand, I had taken a break, but I was still really active, like hiking in nature and working out by myself in the gym. Not always though, but I was keeping kind of fit. And but then then I was tired, and also I was thinking that I wanted to be an artist, you know. And that's my old way of thinking though, because and it served me, because instead of thinking of life as like, okay, well, I failed, I didn't do this goal that was so specific, that wasn't even dictated by my own desires, it was dictated by the world of dance. It wasn't even my dream. But like the world of dance puts in your head like, okay, so this is the goal, right? But we don't question it because it feels logical. And in some ways, like, yeah, it is a goal to be like in a dance company. And actually, like, knowing myself more and more these past few years, I'm like, wow, like I really didn't want to spend more time like stuck between four walls in a studio all day doing art like that. It's so empty for me. Like, I need to be at the contact of like real life, you know, and also have just in general life experiences that I can put into my art. Like, if you're a dancer between four walls, you're not gonna live anything, you know. Oh, at night, in the morning, but lunch break, that's it. Anyways, so yeah, and now I'm thinking, so right when I was by myself for the first time trying to make it, I was like, I had no idea how to do it. I was feeling really like I know what I want, you know, and it's not working a day job and like making coffee or stuff like that. Eventually I did do that quite recently actually, and it ends up being so nice. Like, some jobs you have for like a little bit and they're meant to teach you something, and some jobs you have for like a little while and they're also meant to teach you something. But like the craft in itself of like making coffee, like I love that. It's just you know, maybe I should start my own coffee shop and then I'll be super happy, because I'm such a actually, that would be such a good idea. If someone's interested in starting a coffee shop with me and we can have some art and stuff, that would be so cool. That would be so nice. Oh, why not? But anyways, like, and other jobs like, you know, selling dresses, you position yourself in another way than just like being an artist, or another way than just being like a civilian, like someone who goes shopping. Now you're the ambassador of a brand or something, and like you did nothing to build that brand at all. So like, it's the best of both worlds, because like you get to learn so, and it's crazy that like it's hitting me now and I'm 26, but all these years like I was like, no way. I don't want to get a job. And actually I'm also happy that I had this moment in my life where I was so like new age, and like your life can be whatever you want it to be. And to be honest, like that has brought me closer to my goals, because instead of saying, okay, so I failed at being a professional dancer, which I didn't, by the way, because it's still ongoing. Like that's the thing, like also world of dance is like, no, you need to be skinny, you need, or you know, contemporary it's getting a little bit better, but still like, you need to be skinny, you need to be young, like really young, and you need to like retire when you're like big maximum, like maximum 40 years old, you know, 43, done. And like for me it's not like that. Like I mean, then again, that's the elite, like professional, but like elite and bougie, bourgeois. I don't know how to explain, but there's so many, you know. The thing, I think I'm realizing that I'm live on camera, realizing that I was in a like a cult, like a cult of dance, because like okay, I was in such a, because that's what I'm trying to say, is that like we were told collectively, like big groups of people, like collectively we were told that there's one way, or it's the highway. And that's not the case. Like the reality of this world is that you can do so many things. You can start your own show, you can, like I did afterwards, you know. And that's why like I'm really like, you know, you can work with different kinds of people. I know now there's NDT too, but that's again like very high on the elite kind of scale, but they have like really old dancers there. But you can also, like as an older person, just start your own show, and like who's gonna stop you from doing that? It's all about like if people, and that's kind of like entrepreneur way of art entrepreneur. The way to do it is like just start your own show and have the public come in gradually. It takes a huge amount of work and you have to do so much more, you know, but that's really cool too, you know. And you might be someone who likes to do it like me, you know. Anyways, I feel like we weren't given any options then, like it's this or nothing, you know. It was really like in the company, like these ones, the big ones, the elite ones, or stop dancing. That was basically what they said, you know. But I think it's also like, one thing that I can understand now is like, it was, I think that all these teachers and directors and people were kind of like didn't really have like bad intentions, but they were just wrong, because I think that they were really thinking of the past instead of thinking of the future and what it could be. And when we see the internet today, and that there's dancers on TikTok making a bunch of money, you know, and YouTube and the internet, but also like the way that we can create our own shit, our own stuff, like that has moved. Like it's made way more possible than before, whereas before I think you really had to be in a company. But then again, there's been entrepreneurship forever, so I don't know. But anyways, so that's it. Like the first things that I try to do when leaving that dream behind, or like leaving that, is I try to like do it in my own way. And I'm still doing that today, and actually it was the right thing to do, but like it was really hard because the beginnings are so hard. And when I was dealing with having to provide for myself at the same exact time of like rescuing my dreams and making them starting, you know, just starting them. So I had so much pressure, and I started really high, like let's do it, let's start a dance company, you know. And I started learning, And I thought it was going to be like work right away, you know, make us money, provide for us, somehow like someone was gonna come and see how genius it is and just like, you know, like a mécène or like a patron and just help us out. And that didn't happen, but I'm glad because I get to build it from the bottom up with learning and having experience at the same time. So yeah, that didn't happen. And I just, it's just learning, you know. But so that's why, like, in some way I feel like getting a job, I work with refugees. Oh my god, when I think about it, like sometimes I feel like I moan a lot, like I'm like, oh shit, you know. Like a lot. And that's what this book Obstacle is the Way is teaching me too. It's that stop moaning, you know, like fuck, like. And also when you stop moaning you realize how much good there is in life. I don't know how to explain it, but what I'm feeling right now, but it's like wow, like okay, so I worked for a year. I was teaching artists for refugees here in France, and it was my first long-term contract as of work that I did. And in that moment that wasn't really what I wanted to do, but actually no, like when I got that job I was like, yeah. I was like, hell yeah. I didn't even believe that I could do that, like that they would pick me, and they picked me like that. And it was really God sent, that job, because how I got it was like I was looking for a job, actively going around in the streets, asking around, looking at like where it was written in the stores, like looking for someone, you know. And so I was like job hunting, and I came back home and I was discouraged because I didn't want to work in a store that in that specific moment. Like now I feel like I can do that and learn from that, specifically like marketing and all that. Like so much to learn that can bring to making a show and to marketing that, then, you know, like it's crazy. But even though it's not the same thing, but there's a lot that's there, huh? Anyways, in that moment I didn't want to do that anymore because I was just coming out of an experience that I really hated. Like I really hated that. And so I was kind of discouraged. And by the way, I feel like sometimes being discouraged and kind of like down on ourselves is also okay, because it gives us like a break. I'm someone who likes to be always positive, up, like always up. And that's also not good, because sometimes you need to come down and assess and be more down to earth and like desire something else. And if you were always positive, like everything is good enough, you know. And it's not. We want specific things in our lives, and what we're good at has to come to us, sometimes through moaning, I guess, or through so anyways, so I was just I was I was just taking like a little break because I was so discouraged before going home. I said, okay, I'm just gonna go up these stairs. I've never seen the view. There's a nice view there, and I'm just gonna go up the stairs and just look and just take a breather and get inspired, basically. And that's also the reason why I like what my philosophy was, to not just get a job and think that it's over. Like I kept this creativity inside of me, like it's #1 priority, you know. And I don't want it like taken away from me because of financial things or having to normalize myself, you know. Because how many, like, I feel like people do that, but to make it a priority, to like so often take little moments out of the day and just like take it, and for me like have it be mine, and you know, take a walk somewhere. I don't know, I guess many people do that. But yeah, so I went up the stairs and I just looked out the horizon for like 1 second or 2 seconds basically, and I put my bag down. There were people that were walking up and I was just on the side to let them pass, and there is a young man who just stops there, a guy, he just stops. He asked me, what are you, like, are you looking to the view, like what are you doing or something like that? And I said very openly like, oh, I'm just yeah, I'm looking at the view. And so basically he said oh, what do you do? And I said, well, I am an artist. And he said, oh really? Oh, actually I play guitar. And I said, oh, that's really nice. You don't always meet artists like that in the middle of the street. And far less where I was living. It was kind of like a lost little town. And I said, oh, that's cool, what do you do? And he said, up those stairs there are Tibetans living in a house. They're refugees. And I do activities with them, that's my job. And we do things with music, with the guitar, I think he said, but we also do, like, I do activities with wood, like cutting wood and making things with them. And in that moment I looked at him, and like I looked at the job description of that, and I was like, wow, he's so lucky, you know, like I could so see myself doing that, but it feels like I could never, like it would never come to me, such a luck, you know, because also coming to France like that and knowing almost nobody, it felt like I didn't have the right resources to get to a place like that. But sure enough, he said, following that, he said, well, we're looking for someone right now. And my boss told us to look in like our friends and the people that we know. So if you're an artist, would you like to maybe apply? Oh my god. And I was like, yeah. And you know, the craziest part was that he was like, well, do you have a CV? Do you have your CV, your resume on you? Do you have a resume on you? And I was like, yeah. Because I was job hunting that day. So I took out my backpack and I gave him the resume like that. And sure enough, I went to an interview and then I got the job. I was always curious, like what's up there, you know? It was the first day that I was actually like going up the stairs and looking at the view. And I think, but I think that's also why I'm so glad that for so long I was refusing to live like a conventional life, was because I knew that my creative life could bring me so much if I just keep this alive, like this this art making, this thing, like I just felt like I could, like it would bring me things. And I think that if I just like gave up and said, okay, I'm just gonna work at it, then I wouldn't have had like the guts or like the flow in a way of like keeping my inner child alive. Because in that moment I really listened to my inner child that said, go up the stairs, you know. And a lot of the time it's not such a crazy thing that happens, but that specific time, wow, like crazy, I got a job from that. If I hadn't gone up the stair, I would never have gotten that job. It's hitting me now. It's hitting me now. That's crazy. Than what I would have done. Anyways, the universe is always there for us, like that's my big belief. And it's hard at times to like keep on believing that and having this conviction. It's hard, but like it's so hard in the moment when you're like, what am I gonna do? But if you like stay the course, keep on believing, keep on having faith, big things can happen. Anyways, I'm gonna keep on sharing my stories. Today I might show you a little bit of art that I made yesterday. Maybe I'm gonna probably gonna make more today as well. I'm probably going to share that with you. And I'm gonna edit yesterday's video and look for a job. See you folks later. Can't show what it is. But I'm writing my morning pages. These are pages that you keep for yourself, you don't show anyone. I'm in the middle of them. I'm not really supposed to film in the middle of them, you're just supposed to keep going, but just wanted to show you that I try to do it every single morning. Sometimes I can't, and I just respect that. Julia Cameron, the person who invented this exercise, she says that even if, especially the days where you don't want to do it, you're supposed to do it even more, because that means that something is stuck within you. But personally, I like to be really soft with myself and take it easy on those days that I don't feel like opening up. So let's go. Some drawings. I kept going with this one. I also wanted to show you this. It's a pot, like a flower pot. Like that. Well, I wanted to put a plant there,